Hello, welcome to the Dragon's Lair. I'm your golden dragon Moses, here with another dragon skill in World of Warships Legends. Yo, how's it going, gamers? Moses Golden Dragon here. This is our first video on World of Warships Legends, and today we'll be talking about some of the nautical terms associated with boats, some of which you will be hearing in the game and others that will allow us to help explain different concepts better in the future. As we get started here, we'll talk about the portions of the boat. So this forward portion is your bow, front of the ship. Your sides are referred to as the beam, usually drawn with an imaginary line through the midline laterally of the ship, as we look here. And then your rear portion of the ship here is your stern.
Action stations.
On your left side is port, and on your right side is starboard. Easy way to remember that: port and left both have 4 letters in the word. If you can remember port is left, then you can remember starboard is right. So combining these, if somebody says something's off the port bow, that means it's off the left front of the boat. Starboard bow would be right front. We're gonna get a little bit trickier on the back end. Port quarter is your left rear. So pretty much from your beam, midline, all the way to your stern line. Starboard quarter is your right rear. As we put some speed on and come up to full, all ahead full, it refers to your a operational speed that you can maintain for an extended period of time without, damaging equipment and increasing maintenance and such like that. All ahead full is your typical standard full. Right? It's different from your ahead standard, which is an older nautical term not typically used in today's modern Navy. Flank speed, or all ahead flank, refers to the max possible speed usually used in emergency maneuvers, evasive maneuvering, for example, things like that. And then all back full, which you see in the bottom right, this will be your full reverse. This is also more of a high power maneuver meant to bring the ship to a very quick stop, potentially to avoid collision. As you are driving your ship and you would want to turn left, the turn would be come to port, right? Port is left. If you wanted to turn right, you would come to starboard, like so. So as you're traveling along, say you wanted to make a turn, you're at full speed, you start coming to port or you're turning left, and you notice that your vessel doesn't turn on a dime, doesn't make an easy turn as if you was in a car, for example, or riding a bicycle. The larger the ship, the longer this turn takes. That turn is also, the length of the turn is also determined by the speed of the ship. So for example here, we'll have a buoy. We'll take this buoy down our port side, and immediately upon passing it, we'll start our turn left. Pretty decent distance past that buoy before we really got into the turn. Now I'm gonna turn this back around. The reason for this is something called leeway, right? So it's basically your ship's momentum pushing it through the water. So at full speed, the Fletcher's doing around 36 knots, depending on your build. Water isn't something that grabs the ship and allows it to turn. There's not really that much friction as if it was rubber on a road for a car. So one of the ways you can help make a turn faster is by reducing your speed or reducing the size of a ship. In the case of, this game, we can't just simply reduce our size of the ship. So what I like to do is I cut to half speed right before I'm about to make a turn. Ship drops pretty quickly, and I start the turn. You see how much closer to the buoy you're able to turn and maneuver. It's still not a fast turn. Once I get halfway through, I'll come back up to full speed to continue whatever maneuvers I'm trying to accomplish.